What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. In this video, we are gonna talk about Pluto in the sixth house. As always, I introduce houses first, then I introduce what Pluto means, and then just combine it together. What does it mean having Pluto in your sixth house? A lot of YouTubers out there might confuse the sixth house and the Virgo as the same thing, but just let you guys know it's not the same thing. House is really represents the area of our life, and zodiac sign is the lens how we experience that area of our lives or how we look at that experience. So it's really the colored glass you wear, the zodiac sign. We just want to make that differentiation. I know my Virgo friends gonna be very picky about certain things, so just want to make clarify that. Another thing to clarify is like I don't prepare for those videos, so I'm just channeling or whatever comes to my mind, comes through me. I'll just express myself. So there might be a lot of pauses and putting my thoughts together or interpreting. So also, my Virgo friends, please forgive me if I pause too many times because I don't edit my videos. That's another thing. But anyways, yeah, let's get into it. Sixth house. So it in astrology, it represents the house of work, house of routine, and it also rules your health, your day-to-day life. And it's also called like house of service to others. And if you know me, like I always want to know the deepest reasons why, like why is this house is the house for this, not something else. So I dig deep, and from evolutionary astrology perspective, if you look at the whole house zodiac, first the sixth house at the bottom is represents like everything is about you. Like first house all about your personality, second house your possessions, third house your communication, fourth house your home. Leo is all about self-expression, so like it's all about you entire time. Now when it comes to sixth house, now you're transitioning from all about me to how about others. Like there's literally a society, the whole culture or whole universe exists outside of me. So you are transitioning from more self-centered perspective to more considering others. How are you placed in a society? How do you relate to others? How do you relate to your culture or country, to society, to your family? So it's gonna get a little bit bigger. Like you get smaller and then society gets bigger from the sixth house. Seventh house is all about like relationship with others and so on, so on. Like I don't want to get distracted talking about houses, but just remember that sixth house is the transitional house from focusing on yourself to find your place in a society. Now, like it's time to put yourself in work. Like let's say somebody has been taking care of you from your baby to your adulthood. Now it's time to pay back the society, pay back your parents. You got to go out there, work, and make some sort of contribution to society. You cannot just expect everything delivered to you anymore. So from that perspective, let's say in the fifth house, house of Leo, you were on the top, everything revolved around you. You're on the top of the pyramid of, you know, this not archetype, like this hierarchical pyramid. Now when it transitioned to sixth house, the pyramid is upside down. Now you're at the bottom and everyone is on top of you. It's like when you just graduated college or when you just turned 16 and you're trying to go out and get some job, and you only get a job with minimum pay, or you know, if you get an internship, they just treat you, you know, they don't treat you well, they just give you all the chores for you to do. So it's like you lose complete authority in that relationship. So sixth house also represents this employee, employer, boss, or subordinate or mentor and a disciple, that kind of unequal relationship. So anyways, don't freak out. We're gonna get it. It's not a negative placement. We are gonna get into how are you gonna learn specific lessons that this house offers to you when we discuss about Pluto. So now let's talk about Pluto. As always, Pluto represents your unconscious, deepest desires and your soul's intention and a certain attachment or maybe distorted beliefs that needs to be dissolved or corrected in this lifetime. So let me share my screen really quick. So what it means to have your Pluto in your sixth house. Let me get my head a little bit bigger. There you go. So I picked this photo for you guys. This is really good representation of, let's say, your soul has been collecting information from first house to fifth house. And when it comes to sixth house, it needs to put those information in use. Now, the third house and sixth house, they both ruled by Gemini or not Gemini, Mercury, my bad. Because Gemini is all about like collecting information. Like I learn a little bit this, learn this, learn this. I'm gonna wrap it all together. I'm gonna give it to Virgo. And then Virgo is gonna look at it as like, okay, let's organize this stuff. Like Gemini gave me a bunch of junk. Let me make something out of it. So Gemini might give you some information about cell phone, some information, I got some supplement here, some information about nutrition, and then it just hands it to you. And then you, Virgo, have really good analytical mind. And you're gonna say like, hey, let's put all the cell phone related information in this box, the supplement related information in this box. Like that would be more efficient. If we need to fix this phone, we know exactly where to find that information. If we need to create new supplement, like you guys are the organizer, and you are very efficient. You are very intelligent and smart. You guys have X-ray like mind. You look at something, you instantly find a loophole or a weakness, like, okay, I think there's a better way of doing something. So if you're hired that job and they tell you, you gotta do this first, do this, do this, do this, like standard operated procedure, and you look at it like, that's just BS. If you do this, you would do much better. So you guys might have this little bit power struggle or dynamic at work, maybe anywhere in your relationship too, because you might tell your wife or husband to do something different, like, hey, if you cook that way, it would cook faster. Like that might like piss them off, but you just see the efficient way of doing things. Because when all the things your soul learned from for the fifth house, now it's coming to use, now it's time to put it all together. And the sixth house opposition, the polarity point is the 12th. It's the house of spirituality or higher power or anything outside of Earth or this physical reality, things that we can't see with our eye. So here comes the dynamic of, let's say your soul's intention is really service to others or service to society through self-purification and self-empowerment, through self-analysis. So you guys can use this as your advantage, use the superpower to fulfill your special destiny, which is service to society, or you can overuse on yourself You can become very self-judgmental and critical. It can kind of play out the negative way. So I'm just gonna show you guys like both negative and a positive way of how this Pluto energy plays out in this placement and how you guys can navigate in your life so you will have more peaceful life and navigate this energy more healthy way. So if you talk about the negative aspect, since you guys like having Pluto placement really intensifies this energy, whatever house it's in, it intensifies that energy. So that you guys have in a sixth house, so it intensifies the Virgo energy of self-criticism or self-analyze. So you guys look at everything and you see a problem and a better way of doing things. Even though it could be good thing for self-improvement, become a better version of yourself, but when you overdo it, it really hurts your self-worth. You might think that you're never good enough because there's always be better version of you. You could have done better. Even looking at others, you look at society like, why don't people do things better? Why don't people use their time efficiently? So you can be overly criticizing over others, people around you, people at work, people in general in society. So you really need to like balance this energy because sixth house also rules our health and daily routine. So you guys can be very strict with your routine. Like I get up 6 a.m., have my breakfast 7, I do this and do that. Like you guys always keep yourself busy, just occupy with things because there's this self void inside you. Like if you just stop, become quiet, and listen to yourself, feel yourself, and there's nothing in there. And then it freaks you out. So you gotta like fill your day up with all kind of activities, and you're always on the go. You're always doing something, like reading something, improving yourself, or doing something at work makes things better, and working harder than anyone. So you really need to pay attention because if you live like this always busy life, it can really affect on your health. You might suffer from anxiety and it might show up like your health might relate it to your mood. Like if you're feeling anxiety or stress, it might show up on your body. You might get rashes, you might get, I don't know, like all kind of reaction in your body. So you got to be very careful how you treat yourself. And so when it comes to overcoming this negative side effect of having Pluto and intensifying everything, because everyone has a Virgo. Like I have my Virgo in my 10th house. But you guys have a Pluto, that means it intensifies like 100x. So you will have very heavy self-analyze or criticism. Oops, I just had a phone call. Let's go back. Stop sharing. Ah, still recording. Awesome. There you go. We're back. All right. So yeah, you guys need to be easy on yourselves. Really learn the lessons of the polarity point Pisces. So Pisces about surrendering something higher than yourself or higher power. So try not to be in control of everything because control is very important to you. You need to know exactly how your day is going. You gotta know every minute, a second, like what's going on in your life. You don't like to be out of control. So it might be really hard for you guys to surrender and let go. But if you really want to work on that stress and anxiety and self-criticism, you gotta believe, you need to have faith, and you gotta be okay. You gotta forgive yourself and you gotta forgive others. So forgiving yourself is gonna release you from self-criticism, being hard on yourself, and forgiving others is also gonna help you not being like too controlled over others, like, hey, you're supposed to do this way, like why don't you guys apply this way, could be better, like, so that that way like your relationship at work also improves, just having some compassion about others, because just remember that everyone has a different birth chart, different zodiac sign. So being perfect is not as important to others as to you. So from your lens, your perception of the world, it doesn't make sense. Why don't you do this way more efficient? But for others, like, they don't care. Like, I don't want it to perfect. If it's 60% fine, I'm fine with. If I want to waste my time watching Netflix, I'm okay with that. Like, so you need to accept others' truths and respect the way they do things, and be friendly when you give suggestion to others. Also very gentle to yourself. I think the book I read about Pluto, uh, Jeffrey Green, he talks about this. What's the, like, it's the 1,000 foot. It has like 1,000 or 100 feet, and then one of them gets hurt or broken, and then the thing just paralyzed because, oh, I can't walk, I broke a leg. But remember, you still have 99 other legs. As long as you put one in front of the other, you can still go. So do not get paralyzed by over analyzing or over critical on yourself. If you see a flaw or something is not good enough, just be okay with that, forgive yourself and keep moving, because you just being yourself and keep moving, doing things, is gonna create a better way in a society. It's gonna create that perfect world you imagine, or perfect way of doing things you always wanted. Like, it will happen. You just have to be okay with it's not happening the way you want it. So just remember, you always have that 99 other legs, and be more positive about things. You can still move with that broken leg. And that's I have for you guys. I'll stop sharing. And remember, this might play out totally different in uh, in your life, because you have different planet energies affecting you. There's transits, aspects, and different zodiac sign ruling that specific house. So it might show up for you differently. If you'd like to know more about your birth chart, definitely reach out to me. I have an email in the description. I'll give you guys a full birth chart reading, and maybe give you a couple pointers, might help you navigate this energy better in your life. And that's I have for you guys. Let me talk to you guys next video.